Joe Hendry.
And Brad, Joe Hendry advanced to round number 2 after defeating Kevin Bennett. And now he stands across the ring from Tyson Dukes.
Well, we had a match in the first round that was a little bit based around fun and games, with the diss tracks being sent back and forth. But this match, Scott, is not going to be any fun and games. It's going to boil down to brass tacks real soon, real quick, and I don't know who has the advantage going into this contest.
Well, Tyson Dukes is in this tournament competing like a man possessed. It is worth noting that Tyson Dukes is the freshest participant here in round number 2. Fans watching at home, I understand that this tournament for you is playing out over multiple weeks on television, but this tournament is taking place live here at the Phoenix Concert Theater in Toronto over the course of 1 day. Tyson Dukes' first round match was now 4 hours ago. As fresh as one can be in a tournament of this style.
He's had the time to recover.
Not to mention he knocked out Joey Mercury in relatively quick fashion compared to the other matches in round number 1. Sign of respect here for the prestigious one, Joe Hendry, returned by Tyson Dukes.
Well, this is going to be an absolute mat classic, Scott. Both of these men absolutely brilliant when it comes to the art of chain wrestling and mat wrestling. It's going to be, I would assume, a game of one-upsmanship here. See anything you can do, I can do better, until one of them makes a mistake and the other is able to capitalize.
Well, and Brad, fans who are watching this and follow us on Smash On Demand, this is a rematch from a match that took place in Sarnia a few months back. That was just tore the house down. This is back when Tyson Dukes, at the time, was still the Smash Wrestling champion, the longest reigning Smash Wrestling champion in the history of this company. And he's been hell-bent on getting a rematch with, hang on cover here, with the Beast King, Frank the Mobster. And let's face it, Brad, at this stage of Tyson Dukes' career, the Northern Tournament might be his last chance to earn a shot at that title.
And if he wants a shot at that title, Scott, it is a hell of a path. He's already defeated Joey Mercury. If he's to get through Joe Hendry, he advances to the Fatal 4-Way Finals match, which anything can happen in that.
Well, and that's the thing, that Fatal 4-Way Elimination Final. So much happening from every angle, really. But you have to, that's the thing, as much as you want to, you got to make sure you get yourself into the finals. You got to save something for the finals when you get there. And Andrew Everett, of course, already advancing, defeating Sebastian Schwab in the semifinals. The first of 4 participants to be in that 4-way elimination match. Hendry and Dukes both going to join him.
And Scott, it's worth talking about. Let's talk about Joe Hendry in the Commonwealth Games. Someone who was belittled by the commission, saying there's no way you're ever going to compete for us because you're a professional wrestler. He wrestled his way onto that team by winning open wrestling contests. If anyone can match ground game with Tyson Dukes, it's Joe Hendry.
Right now, though, Dukes in firm control. Well, I spoke too soon. As Hendry, you're right, Brad, just trading cover here, kick out from Dukes. Trading him hold for hold here, really. Cover again, and again a kick out. Hendry now, nice fireman carry takeover. Cover again, 2, and a kick out.
It's worth noting that whole time Joe Hendry had a hold of Tyson Dukes' arm.
Well, and Brad, we talk about how how big every match in this tournament is and how every match can main event. This match literally did main event a Smash Wrestling show.
Certainly did.
And it's only going on the second round here. Tyson Dukes just one fluid motion, but Joe Hendry in the same fluid motion reversed it.
It's a chess match here, Scott. It's everyone picking their spots slowly. Eventually, something's got to give with these two, though.
Well, and much like we saw in the first round, Brad, in that incredible matchup between Matt Riddle and Mia Yim, these are two very similar athletes that we see in the ring right now. And it might be just one waiting for the other to make that mistake. All it takes is 3 seconds.
At the same time, 3 seconds feels like 3 minutes at some points.
Absolutely. Now Dukes muscles Hendry into the corner. Going to work on the arms from Hendry. Hendry hopping over, lands on his feet. Nice curve out there. Down goes Dukes. Hendry picking up the pace here with a shoulder charge through Tyson Dukes. And he's not done, Brad.
No kidding.
Dukes sweeps the leg as he picks up the pace even more now. The wrestling machine kicking it into another gear.
And there you see it's got a little bit of one-upsmanship. Both men with a shoulder tackle, but Tyson Dukes coming out on top.
Dukes showing out the power. Looking for a stalling suplex here. And he's not done, Brad.
And Joe Hendry
able to reverse it. And now showing off his power with a stalling suplex of his own.
This is special stuff.
Tyson Dukes fighting back with everything he's got. And high knee there from Hendry.
And Joe Hendry looking for a half Nelson. Almost a Kaza Hajime.
Gesundheit.
That wasn't a sneeze. Turning it into a modified.
He's trying to cut off the flow of blood to the brain there.
It's a modified Dukes. Cobra clutch there, Scott.
And it is a wise maneuver here from Joe Hendry now as he's got the shoulder down as well. You cut off that supply of oxygen to the brain, Brad. You eliminate Tyson Dukes' ability to think. And that is a huge advantage that someone who's at one point in his career went by the nickname of textbook. You take away his ability to think.
And Scott, what do you think is going through the mind of Tyson Dukes on the topic of thinking? He's being matched step for step by someone. And
right now, going through the mind of Tyson Dukes, Brad, is breathe, or at least try to. That's it.
But in the grand scheme of things, he's being matched step for step, probably for the first time in his entire career, by someone who, let's face it, is a lot younger than Tyson Dukes.
Well, but Tyson Dukes, Brad, is so good at adapting his game plan. Cover here, hang on from Joe Hendry. 2, kick out from Dukes. Tyson Dukes, Brad, so good at adapting his game plan. That's what he needs to do. If the strategy you're utilizing isn't working, you gotta switch gears. And nobody in this business has more gears than the wrestling machine.
Joe Hendry trying to wear down Tyson Dukes, but the crowd trying to bring Tyson back to life. Hard into the corner goes Tyson, and Joe Hendry follows up.
European uppercut.
You see, it almost looks like Joe Hendry changing his strategy on the fly. Instead of trying to tap out Tyson Dukes, he's now trying to wear him down with strikes.
Well, and that's it, Brad. It's as you said before, it's a chess game. You gotta anticipate where your opponent's gonna be. You gotta try to stay two steps ahead of him. So every time Tyson Dukes adapts his strategy, Hendry's gonna adapt right along there with him.
Joe Hendry looks for the kick. Tyson Dukes. Big Saito suplex. Both men down.
Yeah, Dukes nailing a huge Saito suplex, but unable to capitalize as he's just trying to catch his breath. And you see frustration and pain kicking in on both men. As both men showing what a shot at the Smash Wrestling Championship means to them.
Both men stirring. Both men to a vertical base. Joe Hendry with a European uppercut. Tyson Dukes follows up with a forearm, knocking Hendry to his knees.
And Hendry still able to go shot for shot with Dukes.
Oh! This is almost a mirror match.
This is just unbelievable action here. This is just a battle of wills, Brad. Hendry trips the leg of Dukes.
Looking for the ankle lock.
And he's got it locked in, Brad. And Dukes is far away from the bottom rope. Needs to find a way to either reverse the hold, and there it is. Rolls through Hendry head first in the top turnbuckle. But Hendry catches him.
Fall away slam.
It's not hard to put Dukes away. Cover, 2. Tyson kicks out.
And the gears in the head of Tyson Dukes have to be spinning here.
And at this point, you got to wonder at what point of the match does it go from trying to win to trying to survive.
Another
And I
ankle
think
lock.
if you're Tyson Dukes, your brain at this point has to be going into that fight or flight mode.
And Tyson's in a rough spot here. The ankle lock.
Well, and that isn't deep. You see the torque on the leg and the knee as well.
Center of the ring by
Well,
Joe
and
Hendry.
Dukes is trying to fight out of this with everything he's got, but it might not be enough. Oh, hang on here. Dukes looking at that crossface.
He might be able to do it here.
What a
He's got it
reversal
locked
from
in.
Dukes.
Tyson's got it
And
locked
the
in.
torque on the neck and shoulder of Hendry. It's Tyson Dukes going to the finals.
Joe Hendry starting to
Joe
fade.
Hendry, is he going to tap out? He's got to find a way out of this, Brad.
Hendry starting to get the leverage back on his side. Looking for follow-away slam number 2.
But Dukes able to reverse that small package. No, Hendry rolls through with him.
Fisherman's driver.
This would be Joe Mercury with already 2. And Joe Hendry kicks out. What more can Tyson Dukes do?
Tyson's got to think quick here, Scott. Don't let Joe Hendry get back to his feet.
Same time, he's having a hard enough time getting back to his own feet.
Stacking him up, looking for Death Valley driver.
But Hendry fights out of it. And an uppercut right to the back of the head of Dukes, and there's one to the face.
Looking for the follow-away slam.
But again, Dukes lands on his feet. Drop kick to here to the leg of Hendry. Dukes
Fisherman's
down.
buster number 2 into the cover.
2. Tyson Dukes is going to the finals of the Northern Tournament.
Winner of this contest, and advancing to the fatal four-way final, Tyson Dukes.
In an absolute scientific classic, Tyson Dukes picks up the victory over Joe Hendry.
Well, and Brad, this tournament has been filled with matches for any type of wrestling fan out there, really. You've had your high flyers, you've had your strikers, you've had your submission specialists, you've had your intergender. What more could you ask for?
If your answer is a fatal four-way main event, then you're in luck.
The stage for the finals is now halfway set. 2 more matches still to come in round number 2.